Hey guys, thanks for purchasing Origin Builder. We're continuing to improve the features and add new functionality. So this week I want to show you what's new in Origin Builder. So all these features came from your feedback and all the suggestions you've been sending to us via support. If you have any other feedback or want any other features, just open a ticket with our support. Okay, so the features that we've added so far are the inline content animations. So if you remember, when you have Origin Builder, you used to need to have a plugin in order to make animations within your content. But with this new feature, that's now no longer necessary. You can create animations now directly within your Origin Builder plugin. So the next feature we're going to talk about are the advanced theme options. This is pretty cool, and a lot of you requested this feature, so we've worked really hard on this one. And finally, we've added some improvements on the countdown timer, which I'll show you in a moment. So let's start with inline content animations. So here I'm in my WordPress site, and I have this page here. I'm going to open it in a new tab, and then I'll go to the Edit section in the other tab. Okay, so this page I've created directly from a template within Origin Builder. So we're going to add some animation to things like the button here, add some animations to some of the icons and other elements as well. So let's go back to the page editor. And we can see here that we have all of our content laid out in elements. And here's how the inline animation works. Simply click on this, and then you go to the Animate tab. Now let's close this and say that you want to add it to an image, for example. We can do the same thing and just click on the Animate tab. So in most of the elements we have the option to animate them. All you need to do is open the editor, but in this space, for example, there isn't an option to animate it. But for most other elements, there's usually an Animate tab. But you can check if animation is available by opening the editor. For this particular icon, you can see that there's no animation available, for example. So let's start with this image. We're going to add an animation effect to this watch. So we click on the editor, then on the Animate tab, and we can see here that the animation is currently off. So let's turn that on first of all. You can set up many events to trigger this animation. So for example, when you hover on the image, then you should leave it at default. But you can also do it on click. So it animates when you click it. Or you can set it to on view. So for example, when this page loads, you can scroll down and the animation would begin. So let's leave the event at on hover. And now we want to choose the effect. So if you click on here, you can see that we have lots of different animation options. And you can select anything that you want. In this case, I'm going to select Flash. And once it's selected, you can see a preview of what this animation looks like here. To rerun the preview, just click the play button here. Let's take a look at what Pulse looks like. Okay, so I'm happy with that, so I'm going to save my changes. And I'll go here and update my page. Then I'll flick over to this tab and refresh the page. This is so that we can see the animation that we've just chosen. Okay, so there you saw it. When I hover over, you can see that the pulse animation is taking place. So maybe we want to change the event that triggers this animation. So I'll go into the Edit mode and click onto the Animate tab and change it to on click. I'll save these changes again. So I'm going to refresh the page and we'll see that when we click on the clock, the animation will take place. So let's quickly just go in and see what this looks like on view. So I go into the editor again, Animate tab, and check on view. And I'll save my changes once more. And to make it easier for you to understand what on view means, I'm going to quickly update this animation here and set it to pulse and on view. I'll save my changes once more, and let's go to the front end. I'll refresh my page. So as I scroll down, we can see how the pulse animation takes place. So as I scroll down and the image or the element becomes visible in the viewport, the animation takes place. That's what on view means. And you can add this animation to pretty much any element. There are some elements that this doesn't work with, like space for example, but for the vast majority you can use this technique. So I think that's everything for this feature. Just to recap, I can click on Editor, go to the Animate tab, make sure all the settings are as I want them, and then I'd save my changes. And don't forget that you have lots of different options that you can also preview by clicking on the play button down here. So the next thing we're going to talk about is the advanced theme options. So let's come back to this page. You can see that we're running the default theme. If I go back to the edit area, you can see that we have an Origin Builder page options box here. And you can also see that the default theme is selected here. If you click on this drop-down, you can see that you can also select full width or boxed, which has no sidebar. A lot of you asked for a boxed layout, so here you go. Okay, so let me quickly explain how full width works. So looking at this default theme, we can see that there are margins on the right and left of the design. If we want to get rid of that, we can go in here and select full width. And you'll notice that two options also appeared below the drop-down. We can use these to hide the title or the header and footer. Just make sure that the two checkboxes are checked. Okay, so let's update this so that we can have a look at our theme. When I refresh the page, the header and footer should disappear, as should the main title here. And there we have it. We can see that the header is gone, and our footer as well. So we have this clean page now, and if we had any sidebars, they'd also be gone. So if you want a simple clean page, this is the option that you should choose. So next, I'm going to show you what the box layout is like. So I'll select boxed, and you can see that we have a bunch of different options that appear here. Feel free to change these to how you want them to be. Once you've selected boxed in the drop-down, you can choose either a color for the background, an image, or even a video. So let me select this to image, and I'll show you how this works. We can choose an image from our library by clicking this button. So let me select this one, for example. So now we can choose whether we want it to repeat, the background position, the type of background attachment, the background size, as well as the box width using this slider, and a few other options below that we've already seen, like hiding the title and the header and footer. There's also a box shadow option. So let's click Update. We'll open this page in a new tab, and there we have it. There's our background image that we added previously, and this is our boxed layout. Next up, let's go to the improvement on the countdown. I'm going to add a countdown timer element on this page just here. Here it is. We can put in the details like the title, the timer style. You can now set your date here, and also the time selector. This means you can set the date and the exact time of the countdown timer. That's to say when the countdown timer will end. I'm going to select some random options just for this demo. Now below this, we've added a bunch of new options. Things like the font size, the background color group, and even the color of the digits. Okay, so I've set my options up, so I'll save this, click on Update, and let's refresh the page again. And now we'll scroll down a bit, and we can see the timer right at the bottom there, counting down just as it should. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. If you have any other suggestions for features to make Origin Builder even better for everyone, please let us know. Thank you very much.